Jack calling in from Orlando.
Good morning,
Hey,
Jack.
Good morning.
How you doing?
What's up?
Well, here's the thing. I have a pension. It pays about $65 a year. And I have a stock portfolio of about $500,000, which is pretty good. I just sold a farm, and I have $500,000 cash in my hand here. But with Biden as president, God knows where to invest this thing. I don't know whether it'd be smarter for me to put it in gold, silver, S&P 500, bonds. I'm just concerned that we're looking at big inflation and a drop in the market again.
Well, that's not necessarily one and two go together. You know, you got to remember that investments, stocks in particular, real estate, gold, those are all dollar denominated. So people fear we're going to have high inflation, my stocks are going to go down. Actually, the opposite generally happens because they're dollar denominated. It takes more dollars to buy the same share of stock. So they're not correlated. I think there's some confusion out there. But to answer your question, this is a question that Chris and I deal with daily for our clients. This is what they come to us for. You know, I've got this money, or I'm about to retire, or I am retired. What do I do? How do I protect it? And the most important thing you want to know is, are you going to be okay? Are you going to have enough income to enjoy everything that you want to do throughout your lifetime and perhaps leave your beneficiaries in good shape? And the only way to answer that, Chris, is
through planning. And so, Jack, I think that Joe makes a good point. And I think, Jack, you outlined every investor's dilemma, but in your question, you also almost had the answer. And that is, you know, what do you invest in? Stocks, bonds, cash, real estate, you know, precious metals, commodities, farmland, you know. So I tend to tell folks we all have ultimately only 4 investment choices, and that's stocks, bonds, cash, or real estate, or some derivative thereof. And you said you've got a portfolio. You sold a farm. I guess, was that an active farm, a business, Jack, or was that just the dirt?
It was my wife's father started this farm.
Gotcha.
And we're in the mid to late 70s.
Yes.
And
well, yeah, and go ahead, Jack.
Lose all this money, guys.
Yes. Well, and
you know we got.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I want to keep it in the most secure place I can.
Sure.
Yes. Well, and this was back to the top of the show. I don't know if you heard the intro, Jack. We were talking about conservative income and how do you do that. And, you know, there are a multitude of things to be concerned about always. The future has always been uncertain. And so this is the second call today we've got with concerns about what President Biden may do and taxes and inflation. And I do understand those things. I'm not making light of them. But at the same time, I think that from an investment standpoint, you have to be rational. You have to try to take your emotions out. That's hard to do with your own money. That's why a lot of people come to us. But also, Jack, I think you have to look at the long term. You have to think about how much do you need now? How much of your money do you need now to meet your and your wife's income needs? And through the rest of your lives, given that you have a pension, or you didn't say Social Security, but most folks have that to some degree, and so how much do you need from your portfolio? And maybe the answer is that you set aside some funds to supplement your lifestyle, your pension, and Social Security income, and you take the rest and you invest it for the long term, because you just said your stock portfolio has done well. And so, you know, business ownership, a lot of times we just talk about stocks and bonds and we forget about what that really is. Investing in stocks is investing in companies. And we do that in a diversified fashion because, as you said, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. And so that's why we own large stocks and small stocks, international stocks, and maybe real estate stocks and stocks in emerging markets like India and other countries, that have lots of population and want the standard of living that we have and enjoy here in America. And so the difference between here and there is lots of consumption, and some company is going to provide them the goods and services to increase their standard of living. And that's why ultimately I think that investing in a diversified fashion. But Jack, I would encourage you, maybe follow up with us next week